All right, what's going on, everybody? Sana here, reacting to the highlights of Deuce Vaughn. Now, I think Deuce Vaughn was taken in the 6th round by the Cowboys. As an Eagles fan, I'm pretty partial to the NFC East, but I heard a lot about Deuce Vaughn being compared to Darren Sproles, and Darren Sproles is one guy that I really respect because despite his size, he made a long career in the NFL and made a lot of things happen and was a difference maker for a lot of teams. So when I heard Darren Sproles 2.0, my ears popped up. Now, I think the measurables on Deuce Vaughn is like he's 5'6", but he's pretty stout. I think somebody said about 200 pounds. So in terms of size, I'm not concerned with somebody who's short, but I am concerned with somebody who's short and thin and isn't able to make things happen in pass protection. So if you are stout in the run game and if you're stout in pass protection, which Darren Sproles excelled in, he was able to protect the quarterback really well. You can make a long career in this league and even at times be a lead back if that's something that's in the cards for you. So I really am intrigued to check out Deuce Vaughn's highlights to see what he got. Obviously didn't watch too much of Kansas State, and I usually like to go into these highlight videos that I react to as a coach not knowing a lot about these players, but just letting the film and the highlights kind of dictate the way that I end up viewing them. One thing to note also is that I'm a reaction channel that doesn't react to the all 22. The reason why is just because these are the highlights that they wanted to put up. So if these are the things that they say that they excel at, I want to react to those things. So without further ado, let's get into it. Deuce Vaughn. Now, I was wrong about the 200 pounds part, the 172, but when I saw pictures of Deuce Vaughn, he's listed at 172, but he looks thicker than that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets bigger to his frame. He kind of looked like, honestly, like Austin Eckler to me. Rushing numbers obviously impressive. I hope to see at least a little bit of pass protection in this highlight video, but if not, that'll be open-ended. Let's get into it. You see the burst of seeing the hole and seeing the elusivity. I really like being patient. He's a patient runner, and you see he just bursts through the hole, makes a couple guys miss in the open field. Look at that, seeing the hole collapse. Good. You know, honestly, one of the biggest advantage for being a smaller running back, and you saw it with guys like Barry Sanders and even the small running backs who have had success in the league, is you see them being able to get inside of small openings that are there that the offensive line creates. And when you have a running back that's able to do that, you can get a lot of more plays that normally would be dead, right? Derrick Henry couldn't run through a hole like that. He has to plow himself through and make a way, but Deuce Vaughn can just find some kind of wiggle and get in there. Catching it. Yeah, that was just a swing, and he made a play off of that. That hole was huge. And the crazy thing is, check this out about small running backs is, if the hole is huge, they can still hide behind a defensive lineman so that your perception of them, if you're on the outside, is that you're trying to see them, but you don't see where they are because they're so small and hiding behind the offensive lineman. He split out wide. That's a little Texas route, kind of like the little Texas route. He's very shifty. Outside, burst, boom. He's really agile. I really appreciate the vision that he has. You know, honestly, he reminds me a lot of Tony Pollard, if I'm being honest with you. Just the shiftiness, the ability to see holes, identify, burst through. He has very good vision. Look at that. Going out, check down. The way, it's kind of funny, the way that he holds the ball really reminds me of Christian McCaffrey, and that little stutter step and come back inside, that is Christian McCaffrey's wheelhouse. He loves to make that move. patient runner. Yeah. Oh, I hate that running back route. It takes so long to develop, but when they wheel up the seam, and it's so annoying as a coach for a running back that's able to do that. Boom. And burst to take it home. He's really fast, yeah. Man, just before we keep going, like it was a cool moment when you saw his dad react to his son being picked. And I think honestly, more than an emotional pick, I think that the Dallas Cowboys picked him because he can really be a difference maker at the next level. He's like one of those guys that you've seen play running back his whole life. He played running back when he was a little kid and just kept it going when he got to the next level, and then just kept playing running back, and just his vision got better and better and better and better the more reps he got. Look at that. Just shifty. Just straight shifty. He's the most shifty running back, I think, in the draft. He's not the fastest guy. You saw 24. I think that was Ricks come after him, but shifty, good hands. You know, I honestly get the Darren Sproles comparisons, and I think I might be tripping, but I think Darren Sproles went to K-State too. I see the comparisons. He's not a thin guy. He's small, but he's not like the thinnest. Like, he has a solid base. Boom. Yeah, the shiftiness is just insane. It's just insane. Lining up wide. He's one of those guys that you can use as sort of like a gadget player, you know? I'm just letting these highlights play because I'll just talk the whole time. There's a lot of good things that you can see with Deuce Vaughn. I will say I'm almost done with this clip, but I haven't seen any pass protection highlights, so I'm hoping to see good pass protection if I ever see it in any Deuce Vaughn highlights. But I think they're just replaying the highlights that they did play before. You know, honestly, I think I've seen all I need to see with Deuce Vaughn. Explosive, agile, shifty. Haven't seen too much power, but you see that Deuce Vaughn falls forward, so that if somebody tackles him, with smaller guys, you get concerned that when they're smaller, you're able to tackle them and just drive them back. But with Deuce Vaughn, what I'm seeing is that he's getting hit. He may not be as strong as the defender in front of him, but he finds kind of a wiggle to fall forward. So sometimes when you get tackled, you can just shift over a little bit and reach out and maybe fall a little for a few more yards. You know, every little yard counts. And so Deuce Vaughn consistently falling forward is something that's definitely going to translate to the next level. I will say that I am very, very impressed by these Deuce Vaughn highlights, and I really hope he makes it in the league, because there is room for smaller running backs who are shifty, who are compact, and able to just get first downs. Sometimes we, as people who react to highlights, and coaches in general, they get so enamored with guys that are home run hitters. Just look for a home run hitter. A home run hitter is all you want. But the guys that get you the 5, that get you the 10, and just chunk you down the field are the guys that are going to make it a really long time in the league. Think about guys like Frank Gore. A guy who was in the league for seemingly forever, and he was never a burner. He was never a guy that got you 50-yard runs consistently, but he just consistently chunked you down the field. Take 5, take 10, take 15, take what the defense gives you. And those are the guys that last a long time in this league. And Deuce Vaughn, I think, is going to be one of those guys that I'm hoping, I'm cheering for him, has a long career in the league. Really solid prospect.